Welcome back to another Davinci Resolve tutorial. Today I'll be talking you through some of my effects that I've been using in my recent flow edits and how to do them in Davinci Resolve. Right, let's get into it. So the first thing that I like to do with my flow edits is I like to edit in 1440 by 1080. So you can usually do this by going to project settings and then changing this to 1440 instead of 1920 by 1080. I also like to edit in 24 frames per second. I think between 22 and 24 is a good point for editing flow edits. Then what you want to do is get your clips together. So I have these two clips right here. Then what I like to do is go into retime and scaling, change these two to optical flow and enhance better. It makes the clip way smoother than it actually is. All right, let's actually begin. First thing, get your clip, retime controls, and you want to alter the speed of your clip. So where it will slow down and then get quick at the end. Something like this. Slows down and then at the end it gets quicker. Then to make this better, you go into keyframes, you make it full screen, select both, click that button, and just put these 2 points in like that, and it makes this look way better. Now for the actual transitions, I use this transition a lot. It's a swipe transition. So this is the main transition I use in all of my videos. So you want to get an adjustment clip, make it about 10 frames long. Doesn't have to be exact. You want to go to the last keyframe, add a transform node, keyframe the center, the pivot, and the size. You want to go 5 frames back to frame 7, or 5 frames back just in general. Change the center to 0.25. Mirror the canvas, change the zoom in to 1.1, change the pivot to around 0.1. Then what you want to do is go into your spline editor up here, enable it, disable all of those except the size for now. Just move the size out, press this and then press S on your keyboard. Then for the pivot, do the same thing but change this to around something like that. And last thing, the center, make it go down, and then like this. Then what you want to do is go in settings and add a bit of motion blur. Then you want to get another adjustment clip, put over your other clip. You want to add another transform node, keyframe the start for the exact same points. 5 frames forward, go back to the first frame, change this to 0.75. Mirror the edges again. Change this to 1.3 so we have a bit of a zoom out. And change this to about 0.1 again. Then spline editor once again. Do this curve. Same curve for the pivot. And this, just smooth it out. Then don't forget to add motion blur. And it should look something like this. To make this better, you want to add a single frame with an adjustment clip, open it in Fusion Page, and add a directional blur. You want to make the length to about 0.5 to 0.6. You want to add it just like that over both. You want to duplicate it. As you can see, it adds a bit more motion to the video. What you can also do is angle it, add a bit of glow as well. And yeah, that's the transition I mostly use in my edits. It's a swipe transition when you're trying to do a flow from left to right or whatever direction you choose. Okay, what else you can do is remove that and just use the one frame as for a simpler transition if you would like. Onto the directional blur, you can add an erode dilate, just up the amount a bit. As you can see, makes it a bit more blurry. As you can see, that looks really clean, especially with a bit of glow. Another transition you can do is a brightness and contrast transition. So you want to spread it out over the 2 clips, go right in the middle, then open the Fusion Page, shift space, add a brightness and contrast, keyframe this right here in the middle, go to the start, keyframe, and the end keyframe, go to the middle and change it to around 0.4, and then go to your spline editor, and do this graph right here. I don't really like this clip since it's already dark. Let's try this clip. Yeah, this works way better. Since the clip was already dark and yellow, it doesn't really work that well. So it'll become dim, and then it will light up again once you transition to the next part. And then what you can also do is add your directional blur to make it look better. So those are the sort of simpler ones, and that are very effective in flow edits. Okay. On to the next transition is this rectangle that is quite effective, especially in the movement of the clip. Sort of reveals the clip, which I like. What you want to do for that is grab an adjustment clip, open it. You want to add a background and then a rectangle. Then you want to scale it up to the however big your clip is. You want to rotate it. Scale it up a little bit more since you're rotating it. Then make it a bit thinner. Add soft edge. Then you want to keyframe your center in the middle point. Then you want to keyframe start point. And then you want to keyframe the endpoint and make it go off the screen. Then you want to just graph right here. So as you can see, there's a little swipe. It's a pretty clean transition for flow edits. And the final transition before moving on to the effects will be another simple one. It'll be really basic. You grab a solid color. You can either change it to black or white. I like to do white. It's just simple flash. To elevate this, you can get one frame of the next clip. Then you can crop it. For example, crop it right. And duplicate the bottom. Reset the cropping on the bottom clip. Then zoom the one up top. And alter its position. The first effect that I will be doing is the scan lines effect. So you grab a adjustment clip, make it however long you would like for the effect to last. Then what you want to do is add scan lines. Keyframe the line frequency and the line width. Also, what you want to do is change the angle to 90 degrees. Or you could do it the other way around, up to you. I like to do these. Make it around 1.16. Make them a bit wider. Go to the end frame. Just change the line frequency and the line width. And also smooth out the frames. Then what you want to do is fade it out. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Okay, next up, we are going to do a pop glitch. So to do the pop glitch, you want to duplicate a frame of your clip, open it in Fusion Page, add a polygon mask, disable it so you can see what you're tracing around, and just trace around roughly your shape. And once you're done, exit out of it and just, oops, sorry, forgot to enable the mask. Just want to zoom it in. As you can see, that looks really good. Now you can do this for multiple frames. So I'm gonna do another frame. That's around here. And just do the same thing. With your polygon mask. Oh, wrong one. The polygon mask. Trace around roughly. Enable your polygon mask and zoom it in. As you can see, even for a brief moment, it still looks really good. So you can add this for any clip you're transitioning to. If you don't really know what to add to it, it's a good way of adding something to the clip to elevate it, so it's not just a still image of the clip. even though it's not really still, but you know what I mean. Next up will be this jitter bar. So to make that, you need to grab a fusion composition, make it the length of your clip, go into it, add a S rectangle, an S grid right below it. Then you want to add an S jitter, S merge, and an S render. Oh, wrong one. And what you want to do is connect your render to your media out. I want to make it around 0.002 and this 0.02. Then you want to go into your S grid. Once you're on your S grid, you want to make the grid cells X 30 and then this one. You want to offset them so they're close to each other on the X axis. Then you just want to play around with your X offset like that. Your Y offset to make them go up and down, and the size if you would like. Change the random seed to 580, and what you do is you make sure you have to set it on random, otherwise it will not move if it's fixed. And then you want to position it wherever you want on the clip, as you like to the bottom. I think that looks pretty good. You can even make it smaller. And this is how this finished clip looks. Then what you can do is you add your other extra effects like the flash. Alright, moving on. We're going to duplicate a frame again of our desired clip either before or after. Add another polygon mask. Trace around your main focal point. Then what you want to do is add a soft edge. As you can see, you can add a subtle frame where it's just a focal point, and then you can do this transitioning onto your next clip. I think that looks pretty good as a transition. The whole clip's coming together now. Another thing you can do is just play around with your clips in general. For example, you can make a clip be cropped a bit at a certain point. It's just so that it's not a stale clip. As you can see, it sort of does its own transition in its way when it becomes a full clip again after it's cropped. It's just simple things like that. There's a lot you can do to experiment. You can get creative with it. Now I can also do a full guide on talking you through one of the edits I have done, or a few of them. And I can also do another part of this where I do more effects, transitions, etc. Let me know in the comments down below. And yeah, peace.